All right, everyone, welcome back. We've got our second race of tonight happening right now, as soon as the race gets started. Now, I do have something interesting. Both of our runners' personal best runs here are very, very close. We've got a 110.27 on the side of jamespedid and a 110.22 from Jawsomesauce. We've also got here, as you see on James's side, the coolest thing of Jaws. That worked really well last race. Seems like maybe that was the RNG gods needed, seeing that PSI Brook very much could have taken the win. And off we go. Of course, you all are very familiar with this opening here. We've got a little bit of time. I'm going to use this time to take a look at the spreadsheets and the statistics that we've got so far for the runs. Okay, our average time for James is a 113.54, and Jawsomesauce's is a 122.39. And now, so their PBs are within seconds of each other. And so this is the 1 and 2 bracket. So whoever wins tonight will go on to go 2 and 2 going into the tournament, having a higher place in the seating, getting a little bit further away from some of the top contenders, perhaps. Got a couple options here. We need to go in the Tracy's room to get this cracked bat. Going to be our weapon. Both runners opting to get it on the first run in here. And also, as James showcased there, you can just tap down and then hold left. You will glide off of the chair and the table. And now nothing is going to spawn. Just need to make our way through here. Only thing that will really be different here is our runners' movements. Don 757, welcome in. Coolest thing from James, Jaws, some camaraderie. Indeed, and we did see this go very well for our last runner having PSI Brook. So we did see Lovebird take the final spot in the 4-0 just before this run. This is going to be one of the final runs of the Swiss tournament before we get into the tournament proper. There are a couple more races that happen, but one of them isn't scheduled and the other one will be an async. So those might show sometime later on. Got our knocking to wake us up here. It's kind of interesting looking at the two playing through here. So we got Jawsomesauce with the mint borders, of course. James running with plain. But I believe Jawsome's side is what Earthbound, closer to what it would have looked like played a long time ago. Like the way Nessa's hair just kind of looks messy. It's really interesting just how different the game can look in situations depending on like emulator settings and what platform you're playing it on. Okay, both runner here talking to Pokey. We'll see if we get 2 up couches. Indeed we do. Okay, Jawsome isn't even looking at the phone here. Okay, both runners getting past the couch without too much issue. Both runners getting a crow initially. James is just going to try to trigger this crow. Kind of tricky situation here. This crow is just going to get stuck. Okay, no red squirrel. While Jawsome is going to try to deal with this snake. Looks like this works. Okay, that spawn tile did spawn another enemy, but it was a crow that got stuck. While James smashes that crow to take it out. Don't need to spend many extra turns there, thankfully. Okay, the 100% spawn tile did spawn a crow for James, just being able to walk right by it. He's spawning that dog, walking over to the left before going right. Now, of course, that bread rolled down just a little bit there. We are going to want that, but we do not want it while there is still a possibility that a crow can steal it. That'll make the arcade way more dangerous. Okay, I didn't miss it initially. We do have a prediction going. Get your channel points in. If you'd like to be gambling with your points, they can be used to redeem some emotes on the channel during some other races. Or if you'd like to just see how many you can collect, who do you think will win tonight? Our runners' PBs are very close, as I was saying. You never know what will happen. Earthbound will earthbound, and it will continue to earthbound. Alright, making on the way back. We are about to be fighting Starman Jr. We see James pick up that bread roll. No more crows. Thankfully, the walk will be safe until we get up there. Also, I'm going straight into Starman Jr. We got 200 HP that we'd like to see Buzz shave off all of it if possible. We are going to be seeing a shield and then a attack by Buzz. If we see a charge forward, we have a really good chance of getting a high roll. Charge forward with a 99. We love to see it. We also love to see freezes. They're not fires. They don't have to go across all the kids and have all the shields disperse them. Get another freeze from James. A 116 charge forward. 57 for Jawsome. Looks like this is going to be another cycle here. We'll see if James can pull ahead. A big smash from Buzz finished off Starman Jr. 150. We hit 112 earlier. It's a pretty big overkill. This, of course, is just a small part of what Earthbound is. You can see a lot happen here in the next hour and 10 minutes or so. See what kind of luck we get with Lardna here. Does she walk away or does she block the path? She blocks the path. Not too bad though. How about for Jawsome? She let him through. Now this text is a little rough. You have to say that yes, you understand, and no, you do not want him to repeat what he's saying. And if you say yes to him repeating it, he will ask you again if you understood. And so you have to say yes and then no again, which, especially when you're getting frustrated that you missed the input and then you keep mashing, it can just be a problem. James getting a snake immediately, just getting it trapped on the tree though, no worries. The Onett Zoo has been pretty calm today so far. We'll see how it goes for Jawsome. Making our way up to getting the Mr. Baseball hat. Jawsome just going to opt to despawn that snake. Going to be equipping this hat so that way when we buy the baseball hat later and sell it for $99, we'll have enough money to buy a cheap bracelet, which will increase our defense by 4 more than it would have been if we had only gotten the hat. James is going to withdraw $40. We'll see buying the T-ball bat and selling the cracked bat, and then buying the baseball cap, selling the Mr. Baseball cap, and buying the cheap bracelet and equipping it. Gives us our best chance to take these hits from Frank coming up, and also these pogo punks that we need to take out for the burgers that they have, and also getting a little bit of experience. And we saw a very particular movement there. And that just avoids some spawn tiles for all these sharks out here. Okay, getting an immediate smash on that charge forward, not having to use the bread roll quite yet. Jawsome doing that same walk. You walk down to touch the grass patch, and you walk down to touch this next grass patch before going over. Okay, James got a cookie from that crow. I missed that, but that's going to help a little bit on this pogo punk here. While Jawsome is just auto-fighting this one away. Okay, we do miss the charge forward, so it is going to work out. And the safe strat here, of course, is eating the bread roll as soon as you take damage, but it's a little hard to do that when you don't have it for later. If you can save a life up for Frank, it makes Frank just a lot better. You never know when Frank is just going to slash you, 6, 8 times in a row. And then all of a sudden your burgers are gone. Okay, James is using a life up and heading into Frank. See how this goes. We got 63 HP. When we use these life using these life ups up before we use the burgers, because the burgers are not going to come back, and we need those for Ant later. We will get our PP back at the end of this fight. It does take out Frank without too much trouble. And that is what we love to see. See how Jawsome does while James goes into Frankenstein Mark II. Okay, brandishing some knives. That was a life up turn. Okay, smashing Frank. Frankenstein here is going to use a burst of steam every other turn, and James takes him out no problem. See how Jawsomesauce does here, while James will leave and come back in and talk to Frank for a heal. As long as if you're about 23, 25 or so, it's very safe to heal during the attacking turn. Worst case scenario is getting a smash and having to mash it out, but as long as you're about 25 HP, you should live it. And Jawsome taking out Frankenstein Mark II without any trouble. Making up a little bit of time here. Runners will make their way to Mayor Perkle. Get the key to the shack. Because Because it's a traveling entertainers, right? And then those were in quotation marks last time I saw them, so, you know, who are they really? That's up to you to decide. The kind of movement James goes for leaving, going right and going up through the trees is faster, but it is harder. Okay, here we go. Pretty good, pretty good. Got a little stuck in the beginning, but I would take that, absolutely. We're getting a side perkle from Jawsome. Got any Lord Taco fans in the chat that would like to post a side perkle, that would be appreciated. Your side perkle's out. James is going to be filling up his inventory with hamburgers. There's a Lord Taco in our side perkle. Thank you. Get the representation. Okay, so a little bit of strategy here too. If you glide off of that tree and you touch the door from the right side, you do not get the text telling you that it's locked. And so that way you can unlock it and go in. Everything about this game is saving as many frames as you can. Okay, James does load enemies up on the top floor so that way you can take these slug fights one-on-one. Gonna be able to take these out. It is quicker than going to 4 fights. You also don't use any psychic points if you do it well, and you can skip the butterfly. Thankfully, these dogs are no longer an issue until we get to Tucson anyway. They will run from us. Okay, Jawsome's showing us the other side of that, which is if you don't touch the door, you don't get the text. Doesn't matter how close you are to it. You still use it early. Okay, so James does need to get this mouse despawned, but there were slugs up there. Okay, just take the mouse fight. Post-structural, welcome in. Let's go, Jaws. Yeah, let's get these ants down. Let's get these ants out of here. I'm here for an exciting race, but I am not here for ant destroying one of our runners. Now, on Jawsome's side here, we see this mouse being stuck. Did get unstuck, unfortunately. It's a little hard to navigate around there. Get a single slug, looks like. Taking that out real quick. But if you get a mouse stuck up in that spot where it's still within the spawn plate, the spawn plate will no longer spawn a mouse because it still thinks that there's one there. Which, of course, there is. Okay, James is trying to get a spawn of slugs on the bottom here. Got a mouse. Our runners are looking for roughly 22, 21, depending on if you got a dog. They'll get our runners to level 8, which lets them use PSI Rockin'. It looks like James is just going to try to go ahead and go on by. They're going to get rid of that mouse. I'm imagining the setup probably is not working anymore, but we do get some slugs here finally. Just going to go ahead and take those. Nope, looks like the setup is still going. Still going to be smashing these slugs one at a time. NG Burns, James stuttering through the house of the mouse, indeed. Got a runners with some stutters. Okay, James is, I think, 8 slugs away after this pack, and that will be level 8 for him. Looks like James is looking to get out of here. Oh no, taking a red swirl from this mouse. Okay, just take the mouse out, no problem. Let's take some damage, but to be expected. Probably will not get out of here without taking that butterfly. But there was a surprise butterfly down there. Okay, looks like these are going to be slugs, which I think is going to get... Yep. This is going to get James level 8, and I think Jawsome is not too far behind. Also, Omaha MH, welcome in. Let's go. Let's get some luck for our runners going to make their way up to Ant. Titanic Ant is taking down a mini bright-eyed Nesses. Okay, we do get a hypnosis, but it does shake it off pretty immediately, which is good. Okay, looks like I was wrong. We've got... I'm going to guess and say that James needs 2 more slugs. And then it was going for the 6-pack at the top. Okay, Jawsome does get this mouse stuck. I believe technically that still would have worked. Sometimes... Okay, so I believe this will be level 8 from both of our runners. Now James is at the very top, so we'll be faster going in the ant, but see how the rest of the ant caves go on here. Okay, Jawsome getting another pack of slugs on the way up. I've been way off on my slug counts as well. Apologies for that. But 2 runs in a row will do to you, I suppose. Happy to be here, happy to see the races happening. We get double level 8s. Don't see that very often now, do you? Alright, we got PSI Mittens and PSI Jaws. Jawsome taking the mouse fight. It's definitely better than an Antoid fight. Mashing it out without taking a hit, we love to see it. James needing to pick up a second butterfly here so that way we get full healed and full PP. We really, really need both Rockins and the life up if we don't get magneted from the ant here. Yeah, I did not see James check statuses, but it looks like he has 24 offense, so we'll one-shot these ants with a regular battle. Jawsome doing some excellent stuttering here, getting past these Antoids. Very, very close as we come up to Titanic Ant. We've got 235 HP that we need to get through here. We're looking to see some high rolls on Rockin'. A turn 1 magnet that takes away 6 PP. That means we're only going to get 1 Rockin'. Does hit for 108. Okay, no shield yet. Another 5. Cannot even use a life up. Okay, gets the shield out now. Okay, hot fares for Jawsome. 48. Ew, very low roll. See how the second one comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and eat a burger just in case. Definitely worth it here. A lot of damage. Okay, 65. It's about the same damage on the Rockins for both runners here. Okay, James starting to do a lot of missing here. Ness, you've got 1 job. Please do it. Which is not the miss. We saw Jawsome get a smash, but took the shield away. Okay, we got a smash from Ant. Let's get this burger out. We don't have any burgers. We don't have any burgers. Ant, go down. No! Jawsome does get taken out by the ant, unfortunately. We saw that really low rock and roll come out, and I really think that that was just the little bit of HP that we needed. We are going to see the mom heal. We're going to see the way back. And of course, this is behind. It's demoralizing. It's an unfortunate death. But Earthbound will continue to Earthbound for the entirety of this run. And so we do not know what is going to happen. James still has these cops to go through. The rest of Onett. And having that smash from the ant in there as well is unfortunate. Everybody get your fuzzy pickles out. For an instant memory. Fuzzy pickles. We'll never understand the photographic genius of this man. So now we already have level 8. We already have Rockin'. If we do get in any fights, can just get him out of there. Make our way to the butterfly. Use that if we need to. But I imagine we'll see some potential stutters in here. They're probably holding left, trying to make up some time in here. He does take the mouse fight. Takes it out pretty quickly though. I'm hoping here on the next hit, Ness misses. Ness is just over here rubbing salt in his own wounds, not able to hit with the bat for whatever reason. Ness has one job, of course, and you know how Ness hates to do that. Okay, Jawsome getting some nice stutters. We've got a lot of enemies out here. The lag is affecting it. The slugs are increasing. I imagine we're just going to see these fight. Yep. Okay, the other slugs are going to join in, looks like. Oh, it split the packs up. Okay. Okay, guys. Got some pretty low HP for James going into this next cop fight. Might be a little bit dangerous. We'll probably see life up here. Jawsome not getting any luck on these spawns. Getting slugs directly in front of the rope here. Okay, it's 2 HP left. Taking a big smash right afterwards. Gonna have to heal up again right away. And the life up was a good play. That smashing chops. Do not want to see those. They do get a burger for James's troubles there. Jawsome has got these stutters going. The cave wants as many enemies as possible to be in his way, but it's not stopping him. He's making his way through here, and this ant is going down. Okay, final cop for James here. A big smash from the cop. This is dangerous. We're going to see the life up. Living with 2 HP again. That 2 HP seems to be a lucky number. Okay, starting strong with 65. I imagine we'll see a burger immediately here. Jawsome knows he can take these antoids out, so he's just walking in there. Sees 2 in that room and just backs out, though. Oh, getting a butterfly spawn in that room there. That's pretty rare. Taking a bash, let's check the waters, just kind of see what's going on. Doing a 73 and a 23. This attack, he dodged. He dodged. No, Captain Strong. Okay, we see a cop death. Things just got a lot more closer here. And of course, you never want to see a death of Strong. You have to do that entire cop gauntlet again. Jawsome getting another really low roll on that magnet. Not the magnet, but the rocket. The magnet also gets a low roll because it cannot steal PP that does not exist. Okay, big smash, getting rid of that shield. Go ahead and using this final burger. I'm gonna have to bash it out here. Okay, well, there was one more burger. There's second Fuzzy Pickles. Okay, we got our photographic genius while Jawsome is out of here. Jawsome does take the ant down. We're gonna see James making the run back to the cops. We did see the mom heal. It is a little bit slower than going into the arcade to talk to Frank. I don't know how faster it is exactly, but it is slightly faster. By the way, though, do not need to worry about that. Just going straight in. And so Jawsome here, I imagine we are going to see some burgers being bought. Do not want to start the cops without any burgers, I imagine. And speaking of that, I'm interested to see how many burgers that James has. I think should be 2 or 3. I'm unsure of how many. So we like to get through these cop fights so that way we have 2 Rockins to take out Captain Strong. We only need to do 140 damage, and so 2 Rockins will pretty much do that on average. You know, as we saw, the cop fight was a bit rough, needed to use some extra life ups, only had 1 Rockin going in. And then Nest missing when it would have been really nice not to. Oh no, taking a second death to this cop here. Cops here do not want James to get out. Okay, so yeah, that was a 21 HP crushing chop immediately. Not really a whole lot you can do about that. I believe you need to have at least 23 to even have a chance of mashing out a heal. Okay, we saw Jawsome stock up on burgers, starting the cops. We'll see what James does here. Like James is going straight back and try to go for it again. Okay, Jawsome did say no, went to deposit money. Or no, went to go buy some more burgers. See, I didn't note how many, I just knew that the burgers did happen. Okay, that must be filled up. Okay, let's take out this first cup. Still not really getting any luck here. I mean, the cops do chop more often than they do anything. They mostly have chops on their abilities. You just got to hope for them to miss, or for you to outspeed them, or for you to not outspeed them when you heal, so that way you get a little bit more value from the rolling damage numbers here. And we're just not quite seeing that luck here for James. Let's see how Jawsome's just go. And the cops are jumping out of the way. More crushing, more Nest missing, more crushing. The crushing miss. Cop goes down, finally. James got 1 more cop after this, and then the strong fight. Gonna have to use the life ups. There are no burgers. So we love to see a missing crush, and then immediately getting another high roll. It's just unfortunate. James trying to be strategic here with these life ups, trying to decide when the best place to use them without getting completely killed by another crushing chop. Having to save them. Suddenly our runners are neck and neck. We'll see if this gamble plays off. Okay, James taking some major damage from this cop. The cop did not want him to get into strong with a good amount of HP. Now, of course, we are going to see the life up, and we are going to have to bash out 140 HP. Yeah, I imagine we'll see some bashes and just kind of see what strong does here. Immediate life up. Definitely worthwhile. You could grapple and just kill you. Okay, James has the burgers ready. We're getting a lot of grapples here. We got the burgers. Gonna go ahead and eat the last one here. Okay, getting a grapple on a rock and gonna take the full damage out of that one. Getting some more grapples. Okay, strong is down for James. We're getting out of a net. Sub 36. I think the second rock can come out for Jawsome. As long as this hits 83, and that'll do it. And here our runners are. One ant death, a strong death, a cop death. And the earthbound math's out. Okay, James checking the inventory. Got one burger left. Yeah, that was a crazy past couple of minutes there. Hopefully a little bit more of a relaxing walk going down through here. James is not even going to bother picking up that hamburger. Knows he has the one that he needs for Apple Kid. Okay, also I'm getting some mushrooms. Going to have to despawn them. Okay, James does notice the antoids running after him and does get away, thankfully. Those fights can be really, really dangerous. Something you don't see runs in to join. Okay, Jocelyn getting some antoids and a mushroom in a spot that's, like, I feel like is even rarer than having them there in general, is just on the way there like that. And we see both runners here are going to be withdrawing their hundreds and tens places so that way they have enough money to be able to shop in Tucson and also have enough money after the death warp to revive Paula with 100 money. 100 money. Speaking of money, you need 524 money total to be able to have enough after shopping and doing the death warp. I didn't math that out. I did not see how much James had, but I know it was over $500. Let's see also, I see a couple new people. iBlink, welcome in today. Flying Walrus 33, 1 cop difference, 8-second difference indeed. Gonna see James feeding Apple Kid this single burger. Airfam. The wave, welcome in. Okay, Jawsome is going to give Apple Kids the fries. As you know, I bought these accidentally earlier. I am not giving you a burger. I know what happened at Ant and at Cops earlier. We're not going to deal with that. Okay, both runners here are going to make their way to the Fart Cave. And of course it is lovingly called the Fart Cave because of the amount of sprouts and mushrooms inside. Most of the spawns here you're not going to be able to despawn other than going through the doorway, and so you lose about 4 or 5 seconds every single time you have to despawn. And I say that, and James gets a clear first room. 1 sprout. 2 sprout. That one might be despawnable, and it was. Clear first cave for Jawsome as well. And 1 sprout. See how the rest of the year goes. All these little bits and pieces are going to be saving frames is really going to be what's matter here. I got some tea to get me through the rest of this run here. Of course, I was distracted. We are getting our runners going up here. That UFO is scary. Thankfully, there was nothing up here at the top, so we can despawn it. You normally don't need to walk up that far north. As we saw, James, you touch that grass patch that is just below the second ledge there, and that is enough to get the pencil eraser. Well, it's enough to get the pencil statue loaded into memory, which will allow you to get the Apple Kid call. We remain to be a neck and neck here. Just all these little spawns, all these little bits of movement tech. James now could have gone just straight north. That second mushroom might have grabbed him actually, so it might have been the play there, just despawning and not worrying about it. Jawsomesauce grabbing this early butterfly, which is always good to see. It's going to be able to heal up to full HP, not have to worry about getting one of the butterflies in Peaceful Rest Valley. We absolutely need those psychic points for the shack fight later and for Car Painter. James taking the time here to buy some skip sandwiches. We see a lot of runners opt for this. It provides you a little bit of safety. I know it's been calced out. I believe Pebble was saying that. I think Uko as well. Honestly, I think everyone has been saying it. It takes about the same amount of time buying a sandwich and using it as it saves, and so they're kind of net even. But if you can use one to get out of a bad situation or get out of a pincer or something along those lines, then it definitely will save you more time potentially. Okay, both runners are now making their way back to the pencil eraser to erase it out of existence for some reason, the game says. Okay, James just getting more and more sprouts here. Suddenly our runners are very close. Even closer than before. Jawsome getting about the same luck in the fart cave here though, in this first room. Here you're going to see James kind of go towards the left more than the right up against these mountains. It just avoids a little bit of spawns. And now we are into Peaceful Rest proper. Let's see how this goes. Now a lot of this is very movement based. Of course you can just get unlucky straight up like James did here. Then go ahead and take the spinning robo fight. It is less dangerous than the UFOs. It is not as fast. It does have 2 rockins here to use if we need to. 93 damage, gonna bash out the rest of it here. Spinning robo is taken care of. Do have the psychic points to get rid of this cold, thankfully. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a life up as well. Be as safe as possible. Okay, Jawsome is taking this upper path here, which is a little bit more difficult to despawn anything. Does get through. Okay, everything getting stuck. We like to see it. He doesn't want that butterfly. It will lose time if he grabs it. Okay, now here is the guaranteed butterfly that we do not need. Jawsome must be maximum psychic points. Okay, thankfully that tree did back off. Could have been bad if we needed to despawn something down here, but Jawsome is the first one through Peaceful Rest Valley while James is barely jukes that tree. Very calculated, very on purpose. Needing to do these little movement tricks to try to make up some time here. Taking this guaranteed butterfly to get full PP. It does not. I guess we saw the hard hat pick up because we did not see the Holmes hat vault. Does save some time in the menus, of course. And we did see a snake get stepped on. -1 RE point for James. Okay, James buying the Sandlot bat. James is now going to buy the Holmes hat. James is going to go ahead and buy some croissants here as well. Alright, let's see how this shack fight goes. Going to be going in it with 35. They get an immediate call for help. Not bad because this first rockin' is going to hit it. Doesn't work on the crow, so all enemies are up, which is unfortunate. Okay, hopefully this crow gets hit this time. Okay, that 98 we really would have liked to have seen earlier because that would have one-shot the cultist the first turn. Saved a little bit of time here and a little bit of damage. And we get the cookie and can't carry anything more. Leaving the cookie behind. Okay, James firing off this Jaws. Doesn't work on the crow. Call for help did not work. That cultist is out for blood. Jocelyn's going to have to go through the other way here. Try to despawn it. Getting cultists on both sides here. See if there's one on the other side again. There's not. We're able to get in. Okay, see how this first cultist fight goes. You never know how many cultists we will see come out with these call for helps. Getting some lower HP for Car Painter isn't a bad thing either. So taking some hits here isn't bad. Okay, getting an immediate call for help. We do not want to see that. We go immediately throw out this rockin'. Okay, takes them both out. Going in with 5 PP is not ideal. We will not be able to use a rockin'. Gonna have to be bashing it out. Don't have any extra food items that were bought like on James's side, so we will see how this goes. Now, Car Painter, of course, is a scripted fight. We're going to see a lightning, a life up, a bash, a lightning, a shield, a bash, and a repeat in that order. And so the lightning can be reflected. Hopefully will hit pretty high damage on Mr. Car Painter. Okay, we get one hit, 139. Second one does not. Yep, but do not have the PP. Ordinarily bash turn 1 so that way the rockin' doesn't get eaten by the life up entirely if we don't get any hits from the lightning here. Okay, the second one reflects. Car Painter turned back to normal for Jawsome with 19 HP. Well, we'll get a level up, but we'll see where this goes. James, on the other hand, does have all of his PP remaining. Did not have those calls for help. Did not have to use the extra rockins. Relatively low, modest rolls here. Getting a reflect for 87, relatively low, and we get a dodge. Come on, Ness. You've got one job, and you've done it. Thank you. Mr. Car Painter is down. both runners are going to make their way to the death warp. Jawsome grabbing the skip sandwich out of the package there. Sure, that will be useful sometime in the future, either in the graveyard or much later on the run down the Boogey tent. We saw no eggs and no bananas today. Okay, we do still... Now, we will be seeing next, our runners are going to be dropping the defensive items on Ness. And then dropping the teddy bear on Paula to make this death warp a little bit faster. We did see both of them save in Tucson. Setting this up. Okay, James going around the outside here. Okay, Jawsome dropping that defensive gear and dropping the teddy bear now. I'm kind of interested to know whether dropping the items before getting Paula is faster. I know there's a little bit less lag on the inventory screen when you don't have two kids. You also don't have to press A to go into the inventory, but you don't have to open the inventory twice either. Seems like it should be relatively close. Okay, running up to this mole and taking a back hit to start this death warp while James is going to be getting the third Fuzzy Pickles of the match. Ness is going to get taken out immediately, which is what we love to see. And then Paula, turn 2, also taken out. Incredibly fast death warp from Jawsome. Okay, unfortunate. James wasn't even able to go that way because of the crow spawns that were there. Now we've got a crow here, which is going to cause some problems, I'm sure. Okay, come on, Ness. You've got one job. Would you like to do it? Okay, here we go. Ness is taking out the crow. He's going to be able to go to this mole to start this death warp. We're also going to be reviving Paula and making way to the runaway 5. Crows really wanted to make sure that James knew that they were there. Those crows are going to be a nuisance. Okay, James not getting the mole spawn. Gonna make his way down here, see what we get. We do get a bear and a mole, but can't fight them. We got some bats down here. The bats are even worse than the moles. Here's another mole here. Okay, we might have been going for the bear. We'll see how this mole fight goes out here. Yep, just gonna go ahead and go for it. Okay, mortal damage on Ness. We like to see that immediately. We're in auto fight territory with Paula now. Okay. The mole was nice once we did find the mole. I have seen runners go all the way through the cave until you find a bear, because the bear is way more likely to just immediately take out both kids compared to the mole. And of course you can walk down and reset that spawn plate. Okay, Everdrazy's got a hippie dancing on his roof with him. I didn't know that he'd have friends up there. And James here had exact season money. Knew exactly what he was doing. Looks like Jawsomesauce here is going to do a left bus. And by a left bus, I mean a left nothing. There is not a bus there. But we do avoid the Fuzzy Pickles. Hippie on the roof. Indeed. Everdread invited him up there. Oxcat, welcome in. Go, go, good luck to our runners. We've already seen Earthbound, Earthbound. See how the rest of this goes. We're just tuning in. We've got Runaway 5 show. And so I will catch us up here shortly. All right, got our little Runaway 5 show, and just about to start the second one here. And of course, yes, we did. Jawsomesauce, we saw a death on Titanic Ant, and then we saw 2 deaths to cops from James. We did persevere, we did get out of a net. Things are going a bit more smoothie here. Let's see, I know Peen Train is currently streaming. Do we have any Miss Des emotes? I forgot to ask for these earlier. We got any dancers? We got any Runaway 5 dancers? Got some Dino Jams. Wow, got some Dino dances joining in here. We got 6 of them to match the Runaway 5, the Runaway 7, the Runaway 6. Such is Boogey indeed, such is Earthbound. Earthbound taketh and taketh and taketh and taketh, and then sometimes it taketh a little more, but then you get a little bit at the end, you know? Just enough to make sure you keep coming back, because we all love Earthbound, as mean as it can be. Let's see our runners here. Finishing up, paying off the debt of the Runaway 5 so we can take this bus ride all the way to Threed. Brighten this place up with our own little brand of... our own brand ray of sunshine? With your own brand of sunshine. Okay. Jawsome here is going to use a skip sandwich to go up north here. And they're going to go left from the road. Pumpkin Kid in the way, avoiding him. Crisscrossing through those graves there. Looks like that should work. Might have saw some flies or something that I did not see going all the way to the left there. We do need to get this stairs into your soul so that way we can get the next set of story here. Go ahead and use another skip sandwich to get out of the graveyard. Some flies down there. Do not need to worry. We are skipping away. Interesting thing about this strange woman as well is, for whatever reason, if you press L to check, it will say that she has a text box for that, and she does turn around and respond to you for some reason. Jossum is on the way to Winters while James is skip sandwiching up to the graveyard. See how this goes. Okay, a lot of trash cans up there. A lot of trash cans down there. Okay, we do get to stare into our soul. Make our way back down. Ooh, some more ghosts and trash cans and everything on the way there. Looks like it's clear now. Gonna be able to get out of the graveyard. Still those spawns down south, but it was just a fly and it was not interested. James is going to be going into Winters as well, while Jawsome is going to talk to Maxwell, which, you know, is absolutely some people's favorite character in Earthbound. 100% helpful, as we all know. Gives us this broken key and then, you know, gives us a good tool afterwards, so, you know, sometimes it be that way. And then he's laughing at us because it's funny what he does to us. Okay, Jawsome opting to drop the spray can. Save a little bit of time. Lose a little bit of insurance if you die to Boogey Tent. Okay, you're gonna see Jawsome here is gonna grab the... Okay, gonna grab the pop gun first. Unprecedented. Everyone gets the Combs hat first. They're gonna equip the pop gun, equip the Holmes hat, and off we go. Alright, into Winters proper we go. We're gonna pick up Bubble Monkey and then make our way down south to meet our friend Tessie. Make our way through the brick road and then see how the Boogey Tent treats us. Hey, Joss, I'm talking to the monkey here. So this is kind of a similar thing. The monkey has to go into Jeff, which means if you talk to Bubble Monkey from below, it is a little bit faster because you don't have to wait for that walking animation. Getting chased down by a dog, that's okay. The dog fights are not terrible. It does get Jeff immediately to level 2. Makes the first worthless protoplasm a lot more safe. Also might see a bread roll drop. Okay, no food, unfortunately, from the dog. We got a gruff goat right there as well. Definitely do not want that. Another gruff goat, unfortunately, and Bubble Monkey's just being a troll and just absolutely making this as worse as possible. Now, I do not know what the best thing to do in front of a gruff goat. I do not know if running is possible. I'm not sure of the speed, bashing it out. I know it has a lot of HP. It does get taken out. Jeff does not miss. Jeff does his job. The pop gun doing work. Getting level 3 immediately. These big road fights should be relatively trivial. And Jeff does not need a butterfly. Jeff does not have any psychic points. Okay, Jawsome opting to take that set of grass there over to the right and then going down and then going back up. Okay, James taking kind of the normal route here. Gonna go to the left to despawn that crow. Thankfully, it does not get the aggressive gruff goat in there. Alright, everyone, I have a job for you. Get your Tessies ready. Tessies will be coming up soon. Jawsome opting to go above the tent instead of below it, which could trigger the photo trigger. And now we see Bubble Monkey, of course, lollygagging and not wanting to move ahead, so that way the cutscene trigger, Bubble Monkey likes to walk through. And here we are, double Tessies. Tenshi. Is that a... My brain was breaking, but that's from Undertale, I'm pretty sure, right? A combo with Tessie. It's a good one. Oh, it's Toho. I thought it was the Timmy. That makes sense, though. I feel like if I had been quiet, then it sounded like I might have known that it was Toho. Okay, Jawsomesauce does go to the left there. There normally is a gruff goat that is supposed to be fought during the story that is right there. You're intended to fight it, but if you go to the left there up against the cliff, you don't even need to go that far left. It just despawns it and you don't have to worry about it. James doing the same thing. No gruff goat. Okay, this first worthless protoplasm is going to be a little bit nicer just because of these levels, but it was not that much nicer. Okay, James getting pretty close to getting the first protoplasm skip. This is very, very difficult. Immediately taking a hit's unfortunate. Immediately taking another hit is also unfortunate. We probably... Yeah, even with the egg being eaten, I think we would have seen that death. It's unfortunate. We are going to be able to spawn just outside, though. Jawsome taking some time to get this duck stuck. Okay, that is going to be a successfully skipped duck. Attempting to skip the second one, just getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Bubble Monkey lollygagging behind. Okay, and getting that call for help on James is really unfortunate. We did not want to see that. Gonna be guarding, looking for turn 5 to have a 25% chance to run away. About the best we can do right now. Because 3 undefended hits will just take Jeff out at this point on average. They can roll a little bit below, but they can also roll a little bit high. And so we do get through the first protoplasm here. Now we'll see what we do with the duck here. Okay, the duck does run out. It does go up. It's possible that it might go diagonal, but it looks like it's being a little bit stubborn. Yeah, unfortunately. Sometimes the duck does not want to be skipped, and it will just get kind of stuck in that little crevice there on the wall. Jawsome here is trying to manipulate this mouse just a little bit to get it out of the way so it can... Bubble Monkey is not behaving himself, however. Getting these stutters. Getting some more stutters past this. Not going to go for the hamburger. Okay, James is going to go and grab this croissant. Just going to be full health in case this second protoplasm skip doesn't happen. Okay, the second protoplasm skip does happen. We're going to have full HP going into the pond cave. We'll see how it goes for Jawsome here, doing these stutters, getting through. Okay, it's unfortunate. We've got a pincer here. We might see some skillful stuttering. I think that's not going to happen. Yep, opting to take the slug fight here. The mouse is going to join in. Okay, taking smashes from the mouse. The mouse does smash more often than most things just because of the high guts that it has. And we, of course, hate to see them. Both of our runners did take a fight here. James, of course, had it right in the very beginning of the pond cave, which is different. Okay, Jawsome able to use that invulnerability from that fight to get past that slug. Okay, James getting a relatively free room here. Just going to have to get by this mouse. Jawsome going to have to get rid of these spawns right in the start here. Okay, James got these slugs right in front, able to get these skillful stutters out. And nothing in this little pond room here. Okay, Jawsome does get through, does not let James catch up. We'll see how this despawns go for the mushrooms on top here. Okay, James is not getting lucky with these mushrooms coming into this room. There keeps being 2 spawned right there. Okay, here we get a clean room. Clean second room. Okay, Jawsome getting out first. A little worried about that mushroom, but it was fine. It does get stuck. Okay, James picking up this bottle rocket for a little bit of security on the Boogey tent. It is not guaranteed that the big bottle rocket one-shots it. Yeah, those mushrooms are a little unfortunate. That one's fine. It will certainly get stuck. But that top one was definitely risky. I imagine it probably would have just got him. And here's Dr. End and Donuts talking to his son for the first time since he was a baby. And then agreeing to speak to him again in 11 years. Okay, James getting out of the way of the cave boy. Thankfully not taking that fight. Okay, this is definitely going to be a run to the Boogey tent to see what kind of spawns we get. See how nice the tent is. This is very, very close. Still anyone's race. And it looks like James's timer is a little bit ahead too. I did not notice that, so it looks like we're a lot closer than we even were. Alright everyone, I just want to thank you all so much for coming out. I know we're obviously not over, we're getting some Skyrunner cutscenes, but thank you all for showing up, putting out these testies for us. This is one of the final races for race 4. It might be the final restream before... I mean, we need to have the other races finished up, but there's one yet to be scheduled. I am unsure if that will be soon or not. And there's an asynchronous race happening at some point as well. And so this is one of the final Swiss matches of the tournament. Tournament will be starting proper here soon. I imagine probably brackets will come out, and well, it depends on when the other runs finish up. But definitely within the next week. So we still have quite a bit of Boogey % left after this race. No more tonight, of course, but in the future and soon. Both of our runners as Sky Runners are in 3, running through the sky. Unfortunately, they do not Sky Runner very well through the ground, as we will see shortly. I imagine we will see both runners come out of the ladder here into the graveyard. Hopefully not see any spawns on the left there. Sometimes you can have a fly that immediately charges you. We've got teddy bear directly off to the right. We'll see if our runners grab that, or if they see how close they are to winning, and if they skip it and just opt for the little bit of less safety. See what kind of strats our runners employ when they're up against the brink here. I'm not very strong, really nearsighted. Okay, and Jawsome did have a bunch of spawns. Does manage to avoid him and get the teddy bear. Making his way downtown. Seeing a butterfly, seeing a snake. Eating the final skip sandwich. No vibration through the hospital area. No spawns on the way. Jawsome has made it to the tent. Looking for 579 on this big bottle rocket. 420. Okay. Nice. We need 159 left. I'm gonna go ahead and opt for everybody attacking. Okay, another nice damage on the teddy bear. Okay, Boogey tent is defeated. Seems like we had some lucky numbers out there tonight. Okay, we did see a defend on James. Jeff did get bodied immediately, but does get the big bottle rocket off, and it was a fairly big hit. Hopefully this Jaws does take it out. 75, Boogey tent was defeated for both runners, and this was how close we were. We might see the text differential again here with Jeff being down. Let's see just how close this is once this is over. But big GG's to both of our runners. Very good times considering what happened on both sides tonight. Very good persistence, following through, keeping the strats, excellent stutters. It looks like Jawsome is out first. 116-41, GG's. A 116.52 on James's side. Very, very close race again. Incredible, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to our racers. So Jawsome will be going 2 and 2, while James will be going 1 and 3 going into the tournament. Like I was saying, we do not have the final couple of matches scheduled yet. I'm unsure exactly what will happen, but within the next week or so, you're going to start seeing the tournament matches proper start up. So please stay tuned for more Earthbound Boogie % throughout the week. We will be here. Looks like we were raiding out to Uko, who I'm certain is doing some glitchless attempts. Thank you all so much. Thanks for being here.